Welcome to #Wednesdays Weekly, a weekly information session in collaboration with the voluntary sector and public sector partners. Today's session is all about volunteering for the Carers Hub Rochdale, and our host is Natalie. Over to you, Natalie.
Hi, I'll just share my screen with you. Okay, can you see the presentation, Laura? Yeah, super. Thank you. So I'm Natalie Painting. I'm the Carers Breaks coordinator for the Carers Hub in Rochdale. I'm going to talk to you today about all about the Carers Hub, what we do, and about volunteering for us, and all the different opportunities that we have and what support we offer to volunteers. So the main aim of the Carers Hub is to provide a single point of access for all unpaid carers throughout the borough of Rochdale. So that includes young carers, which are aged between 5 and 18, young adult carers between 18 and 24, and then our adult carers that are older than that. So we support, we've got more than 3,000 carers that are currently on our register that we support, and we get lots of referrals every week into us. So we exist to ensure that all of the ages have access to information, to advice, to a wide range of support services, and have an opportunity to take a break from their caring role, and that's where our volunteers come in. So our volunteers support our carers to be able to take a break and have some respite from their caring role. And it's delivered by an organisation called Encompass that delivers a number of carer services throughout the north of England. If you have a look at our website, there's lots of different information about what Encompass does. It's www.encompass.org.uk. So this is a little bit more about Encompass. So it operates all across the north of England to help people regain control of their lives. So we support carers, we've got advocacy support, wellbeing, counselling, and of course our volunteering services. So we place people at the centre of everything that we do. And we used to just be part of Lancashire, but now our footprint also covers Greater Manchester, Cheshire, Merseyside, Staffordshire and Cumbria as well. So the impacts of lockdown, I just thought I'd just let you know a little bit about what's happened during the last 16 months now, I think it is. So we've always been very active with our volunteers and our getting new volunteers on board. But as soon as lockdown hit, it meant, of course, that we couldn't have any face-to-face contact, which meant that our volunteer roles were reduced. But it did mean that we were able to really increase our accessibility to our chat lines, which are our two helplines, which I'll go into a bit more detail later, our outgoing and incoming chat line. So we retrained a lot of our existing volunteers. With the help of Action Together, we encouraged lots of new volunteers, and it actually meant that we were able to move online and streamline the whole process of bringing volunteers on board. So it meant that we went paperless. All our DBSs were done online. We had group training sessions and everything. The whole process was made a lot quicker. So before, I was going around and meeting everybody 3 or 4 times, and it could take usually between 6 to 10 weeks for a volunteer to start. But now we can do it within usually 10 days to 2 weeks. So the process is so much quicker, and it meant that we were able to get volunteers on board really quickly, and they were able to offer carers who really needed that support as soon as they could. So this just is what happened. So this is me training people from the bed. So this is how we were supporting our volunteers throughout lockdown. Lots of smiley faces on there, so that's good. So these are our volunteer roles. So I'll go through them all one by one, but I'll just read them out to start with. Some of them we're still not back up and running with, but we're almost there. So we're hoping to get them all up and running soon, but the majority of them are available. So we have our sitting in service, our chat lines, we have administrators, we have counsellors, we have coffee and chat hosts, we have translators, lots of outreach work, and there's an asterisk next to Pen Pal and Walk and Talk, because these are 2 new roles that we're working on at the moment. So our sitting in service, so this is our kind of main respite offer to carers. So it will provide a 2-hour weekly break to our carers. So the volunteers would go and sit in the home of the carer and sit with the cared for and have a chat with them, read books, watch TV, play board games, whatever the cared for was interested in, and also have a chat with the carer as well. The volunteers aren't there to offer any domestic or personal care. They are just there to sit with them and make sure they're okay while the carer takes a much needed break. And sometimes that 2 hours was the only break that the carer would have. And we make sure that we match the volunteers and the carers with the person that they care for, so that we get a good match there, depending on location and what the volunteer wants to get out of it. So that's the sitting in service. We are working on getting it back up and running in the next couple of months, hopefully. So we are open to volunteers that if people do want to join the sitting in service, we can start the training ready for when we restart. For the chat line, this is where we have most of our volunteers at the moment. So in terms of in Rochdale, we've had more than 45 new volunteers to the chat line, and we're able to support more than, I think it's about 90 calls a month that they're making at the moment, which is just brilliant, chatting to the carers. So the chat line stands for Carers Help and Talk Line. We have an incoming and an outgoing chat line. The incoming chat line is where we ask volunteers to donate just 1 hour a week. They can do more if they want to, and they choose which hour they would like to do, and they're put on their rota, on our rota. And it's to offer emotional support, a listening ear, and to chat to carers. So it's billed as a low level chat line. So what happens is a carer might be sat there thinking, just need to talk to somebody. I need to pick up the phone. I really need to talk to somebody. So they'll pick up the phone, and the volunteer who is on at that time will answer and have a chat with them. You usually lasts about 15 to 20 minutes. And then the outgoing is something that we set up just before lockdown, where we kind of flip the chat line on its head. So this is where, and this is our most popular volunteering role, and this is where volunteers just need 20 minutes, half an hour a week, and we match the volunteer with the carer, and they call the same carer each week for a chat. So it's like a longer term befriending service. So you'll be the only person calling that carer, and you'll get to know them and have a chat with them. A lot of carers, particularly at the moment, are feeling lonely and isolated, and that is kind of the one constant in their life, where they look forward to that call every week. They know they're going to get a call, and it's just nice to speak to somebody that's kind of removed from their kind of close family and friend circle. So that's our chat line. We have lots of roles in our outreach and office work. So we've got a volunteer counsellor. If somebody's got a particular interest that they think they might be able to use to support our carers, then please let us know. For example, we've got Frank, who's our low-level fitness instructor. So he met me at an event and said he'd like to show carers how to do low-level exercises, so sitting down exercises. So he does that on Zoom every week, and we've done a in-person session as well, which was absolutely brilliant. Office support, so helping us in the office, distributing our leaflets and posters. We have volunteers that help at our coffee and chat sessions. So we've just got those back now. So they're once a month at the moment, but they will be going to weekly. And we've got coffee and chat sessions in 5 different coffee shops throughout the borough. So our coffee and chat helpers come along and sign the carers in, make sure that they're okay, get them a tea or a coffee and chat with them. And then, like I said before, we've got a walk and talk, which we're in the process of setting that up. And that's where volunteers will be matched with a carer, and they'll meet them outside somewhere and go for a little walk with the carer and have a chat with them. And our pen pass scheme, which is where we go in old school, and we are setting up again matches where our volunteers will be matched to a carer, and they'll write to each other. So we're just in the process of a pilot scheme for the pen pal at the moment. So everything's looking good for that one. So our volunteers, so you don't need any qualifications. We don't ask for any qualifications. We just ask that they're all friendly and approachable, may have a caring background, but not necessarily so. It might be somebody who is looking to gain experience. We have quite a lot of students that are maybe looking to gain experience to be able to get work or to help them within their studies. We have lots of people that just want to give something back. And then we make sure that we match the volunteers to the right role. So we want to make sure that you're comfortable with what you're doing. So how to apply. So first of all, we send out an application form, and on there we ask you for 2 references, which we check. And then we do an online DBS check, so that's free for you. So we do an enhanced check which is for the child and adult workforce. It's a very comprehensive one, and you can register online afterwards, which also means that you could possibly use it for other volunteering roles afterwards. We do an induction for everybody, and we do training specific to each role. We do a safeguarding session as well. So if anybody would like to volunteer for us, then that's my contact details there. Just give me a call, send me an email, or let Laura or Michelle know at Action Together, and they'll pass everything on to me. So this is how we support volunteers. So once you've started volunteering for us, we don't just leave you to it. So there's lots of support for you afterwards. That's a lovely picture of me and my colleague Ian doing our online newsletter. So we do monthly newsletters, and we do that as a video. It's only about 3-5 minutes, so you can just sit and watch it in your own time, and we talk about any new opportunities, anything that's happened, any new policies. We've got a Facebook page dedicated to our volunteers. We offer a number of training opportunities. So we have something called our Connect 5 training, which is mental health training, which some of it's for your own mental health and others is for supporting other people's mental health. It's a really, really good programme. We also have our My Learning portal. This is a really good online training portal, and this is the same for the staff and the volunteers. And we provide you with a login for that, and you can go on there and have a look at all the different training courses on there. So we have things like communications, we have data awareness, we've got lots of different things on computer skills, there's like personal development, there's all sorts of things on there. I think there's more than 40 courses on there. We do regular online drop-in sessions, so we'll be online for a couple of hours. Just say if you want to talk to us about something, you can come and chat to us. We regular contact, so we'll ring you, email you, see how everything's going. We offer formal supervisions, so if you did want to have a formal supervision with us, so we'd sit down with you, talk about how the role's going, how we can help you. We offer role advancement, so if you want to do more volunteering, we can help you with that. Every year we send out a satisfaction survey to see how we're doing, so that we can make sure that we're doing okay and see if we can improve that in any way. And if a volunteer decides to leave, then we do an exit interview again to see how we can improve and how they found the volunteering experience. This is just a picture of the My Learning portal, just so you can see all the different things on there. So you've got information security, communication, customer service, all sorts of different things on there. Each one's made up of smaller modules, and once you complete them all, you get a certificate at the end. So all good things for people's CVs. So what our volunteers say. So just a couple of quotes from our volunteers. So somebody said, volunteering on the chat line has been a fantastic journey for me personally. Building a positive relationship with a carer has provided me with a unique insight into challenges carers face in the role they provide for a significant other. So I have only recently started volunteering with the Encompass chat line, and I've been paired with a carer with whom I contact every week. We have a general chat about how they are and what they have been up to. Just a short phone call can make a big difference to someone's day or even their week. So I'm honoured to be part of such an amazing volunteer scheme. I really enjoyed the training with the Encompass team, and I had a few wow moments with everyone's input. I feel it's really supported my personal development and has helped me to grow my confidence in my volunteer role. And then finally, I've just read the volunteer newsletter in October 2020, and I'm delighted with the new online learning platform. I accessed it, and I think the courses will be brilliant. I would doing all of them. I love Encompass, and I'm very grateful for you for giving me a chance. And that's what our volunteers say. And then just a few lovely photos of our volunteers. So we do, when we're able to, we do social events. So we've been bowling. It's our Christmas party in the bottom left, and then we went for a walk around Littleborough Lake. And we were lucky for Volunteers Week. We had a lovely sunny day that we had afternoon tea in the park, so it was lovely to see everybody. And we've got lots of people, lots of volunteers that form friendships through our volunteering, because they come to the social events and they chat to the people that are there. So you'll see a lot of familiar faces on those pictures. So that's everything. If anybody's got any questions for me.
That's great, Natalie. Thank you. I think we lost Jeff. He was struggling to connect at some, so I'll just pause the record.